how I run my master classes, and if you hear random noises in the background, think nothing of it. I have a kid home sick, so, or fake sick, I don't really know yet. I don't have time to figure it out. So anyway, but let me go ahead and pull this up. So how I kind of run my master classes, it kind of works like this. So people are still coming on. So how we will do this is I will run through the slides. I have slides to keep me on point. Other than that, I don't really see the point of them. I usually don't stay on point with them, so don't really pay too much attention to it. Other than that, what will happen is you guys can put your questions in the chat. All questions that go in the chat are for me to answer. I know that most of us may know the answers already or be able to help, but they are for me to answer, so please refrain from answering unless it's a general question like, can anyone else hear, or does anyone else have audio problems, things like that. Hello, Jamie. I'm so glad you're here. I've meant to message you and ask you if you were coming. I totally flaked on it. So what'll happen from there is that I will stop every so often and answer questions. We'll run about 60 minutes, sometimes quicker, sometimes a little over. I don't really stress it. And then you guys will also get a sneak peek at my new program. Okay, let me flip this. Well, I can't flip it over, but I'll do it like that. My new program, The Money Formula. It has not launched yet, so you guys get like super cool exclusive details, bonuses, and pricing. And because tomorrow's my birthday, I have something really, really fun. Oh, Jamie, I have to tell you, all I can see is your forehead. Your camera's at the ceiling, but it's just showing your eyebrows, and it's cracking me up over here. So she's probably like, oh my gosh. So that's kind of how we'll do it. And any questions you have, you hit myself. That's so funny. Yeah, no, I was just looking over. I didn't realize it was you until you had said hi earlier. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. If it's don't matter what it is, we will answer it. Oh, and then when I come to someone's question, what I usually do is allow everyone to turn on their mic, whoever's question it was. That way we can go from there. So who's ready to get started? I'd say I am, but I was up till like 5 a.m. this morning, so. Before I do that, let me make sure I have everything pulled up. Okay, perfect. And we are, hey, if we have no tech issues today, it'll be like amazing. I don't know if I ever do some type of, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Some type of presentation or whatever without some type of tech issue. So, and I'm going to minimize you guys here so everyone can see. Okay, well, before I do that, can everyone see the slides? If you can't, just unmute and let me know. Okay. Sylvia, if anybody puts it in the chat and I miss it, can you just let me know so I can see why no one can see them? But for now, we're going to assume everyone can. Okay, so we are going to start our masterclass on generate leads on Facebook. That should say generating. So the first lesson I have for you guys is do not do your slideshow at 2 a.m. in the morning. Because if you do, you'll do crap like that. So I can only imagine what the rest of it looks like. Okay, so the reason that I decided to do this masterclass is because I got a lot of questions and I was really, really excited about it. And I didn't even think about sharing it at first, but part of it was because I use a strategy and I do it like once every 6 months. And I was talking with somebody right before I posted, and I was like, I need to grow my group and I need to, you know, so I can do some clean outs, things like that. And I'm like, and I want to do it by Sunday. And so I was like, oh, you know what? I'll just go ahead and use my content calendar, which is what I usually use about every 6 months. I post it and it gets rave reviews, huge hit. So I shared the results within my group, and most of you probably as well got the content calendar, things like that. But And everybody was like, oh my gosh, how do you do it? How'd you do it? And so I was like, you know what, I'll just do a masterclass on it. So here we are. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys the strategy I use. I'm going to give you a lot of what not to do. What I find really important is that you guys make sure that you're really paying attention to the strategy and paying attention to how it's done. And I'm going to give you guys all the tips of how not to get kicked out of groups. Well, I did get my comments shut off, but not because I did it wrong. But I know that I had a few messages from some group members that people were using the calendar and being like overly aggressive with it and things like that. And so that's really hard for me. I'm sorry? Huh? I wonder if someone's thing came unmuted or something. Okay. So I don't know. Like I said, I did have some group hosts reach out to me and say, you know, I think somebody might have misunderstood the calendar. And so it's really important that we're not doing this in a really tacky way or anything like that. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to skip through these first ones pretty quickly. They're kind of like the previews on a movie. So we'll just kind of run through them. Okay, so for those of you who have not been with me before, have been in my group not very long, let's kind of, hold on a second. Oh, okay, that's fine. No biggie. Usually I'll be halfway through my recording and realize my mic is off, so no big deal. Okay. I knew that was going to happen. Okay, so who am I? So I'm an online business coach and strategist for female coaches. So I also started out as a VA. So none of these are in order, by the way. I realized that last night and I just didn't have the mental capacity to change them around. So started out in the online space around like the first of 2015 as a VA. In the meantime, between January, February 2015 and September 2015, I hired my first coach. Well, at the end of July, it looks like. I still have a VA business. That relationship ended about 9 weeks early with that coach. It was a big, epic fail. I didn't think I'd ever hire a coach again. But I think everybody's first coach is always kind of a funky experience. Sylvia was laughing because she was like, no, mine wasn't. But most of the time, and it's, you know, it has nothing to do, it's always about the coach. Sometimes it's about us. Sometimes it's a mixed thing, things like that. So I think that I learned so much from that experience that I can say that it was well worth it. It's made me the coach that I am today. I mean, I knew that I wanted to do everything she didn't do. So since then, I had my first coach and then turned around and hired my second coach. I've only had 2 coaches in the last, in 3 years since I've been doing this. Towards the end of 2015, I decided to take a 3-day break from my business and really kind of reevaluate what I wanted to do, things were going. I felt very lost and confused after that coaching relationship. And that 3-day break turned into a 3-month break. And I can honestly say it was like the best thing I ever did. It totally made sure that I wanted to go into coaching and things like that. But I also taught myself a lot of stuff and where I needed to be and what I wanted and things like that. That's when I transitioned into coaching. About mid-December, I think I started my group, which was something that I didn't think I would do. And my first coach wasn't very encouraging of it. So about mid-December, when I decided I was going to start my group, I made a $9 investment that I did not have to make. I didn't have the money. I had to scrape the money up. It was like a big, like dramatic thing, but it was something I was really passionate about doing. It was really embarrassing at the time, obviously, but it was a bad place with the moving and then coming out of paying off this coach that I was no longer with and things like that. The whole story is actually on my Facebook business page if you want to check it out. But I made a $9 investment into my business and it changed my entire life. So that $9 program actually came from my second coach. That's when I decided to hire her one-on-one. And as you see, I never looked back. It's been that $9 investment made me my first 5 figures by the end of January. And even with all the craziness that goes on in my life, it has been the best experience ever. And now I'm still here helping all of you and super excited about it. Of course, if you guys have any questions about all that preview stuff, feel free to put it in the question chat thing and I'll get to it. So how I help and the results I get. So my clients want to work with me because they are ready to get results and ready to take it to the next level. We don't play small. When my clients come to me, they are ready to take it a notch up with their content creation, social media marketing, client attraction, money making, sales, and all the in-between stuff. So I specialize in mindset messaging and marketing, social media marketing, sales, money making, essentially is what it boils down to. Here are some of the results my clients get when they work with me in a course program or one-on-one program. I'm pretty sure I could have worded that better. So I've had clients hang up from a call and get sales within the first 24 to 48 hours. I've had clients get off of a 45-minute call with me and sign their first 5-figure client. They've been invited and featured on various blogs, podcasts, and other large media outlets. I've had a client featured as a regular guest on HSN, QVC, and a spot on Good Morning America last year. I've had my clients grow their audience quickly. I provide them with easy-to-use strategies. I go above and beyond support one-on-one, free and paid. And plus, there's always just so much more that I give. Just all around massive results in their business that I support with, but they all do the work. I'm there for support, they do the work, so that's what matters. That they were not able to achieve consistently on their own without that support. So those are kind of just a few of the things off the top of my head. Okay, so let's talk about who this masterclass is not for. This masterclass is not for you if you are taking it slow and trying to get everything perfectly mapped out before putting yourself out there. This strategy is not going to work. It's not going to do anything for you. It's going to produce quick results. So if you are not ready for that, this masterclass is not going to be effective. It's also not for you if you're struggling to create content and put yourself out there on Facebook. If content creation is still a struggle for you, or if you're still kind of behind the scenes and you're still kind of like, well, what if someone judges me? Or what if blah, blah, blah? Those things are going to happen. And look, you don't put your stuff out there, they're judging you. You put your stuff out there, they're judging you. Either way, somebody's judging you at all times. So it's not something you can avoid. So if you're still kind of dealing with those things and you're not making any efforts mindset-wise to get past them, or willing to just rip the Band-Aid off, jump off the deep end and figure out if you can sink or swim, the masterclass is not going to be effective for you. Also, if you are not sure if what you do is a business or a hobby, that's to me pretty self-explanatory. Let's see what we have here. So you don't see the value and need to invest in the time and money into growing your business. I'm pretty sure that doesn't sound right. But anyway, so if you don't see the value and the need to invest in your business to grow and to take it to the next level, this masterclass will not work or be effective. If you don't show up enough to get results and really have the time to do the work needed in your business. Here's the thing, I've got 5 kids and a husband. So I have 6 kids. And time is a struggle. Like, in fact, right before I jumped on here, 2 kids forgot their lunch, 1 got sick, and another one from school messaging me to let me know that she had cheer today and forgot to tell me. And I have her cheer stuff. So I had to do all of that plus get all the stuff ready. So forth, so on. Time stinks, but you make the time, you figure it out. If it's something you want bad enough, you're going to do it. I promise you. So if you are continuously going, I don't have the time, and you're not making any efforts or finding any support to help with that, then this won't work. And in fact, you might need to kind of see where in your business you need to make that change. And last but not least, if you haven't actually sold at least one thing or signed one paying client, the amount isn't important, but the fact that you have made a sale is important, because knowing how to bridge the marketing and the sales on social media is going to be very, very helpful and needed here. So if you haven't made that jump of at least trying to put something out there, or have had at least one bite on something, regardless of the pricing of it, or regardless of how you feel like it ended, things like that, then this strategy won't work, because it's going to be very fast paced and it's going to be very result driven, and so you have to be prepared and ready to go. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. It's not personal, it's just business, and I want to make sure that everybody is getting effective information and able to use it to implement for massive results. So that's why it's really important that we know who this is for and who this is going to help. They're not going to change. There it goes. Now, this masterclass is for you if you're ready to kick your business up a notch, take it to the next level. If you're struggling to generate leads on Facebook organically, but you put yourself out there, you're ready for a big change and huge results. You're ready to put the work in. You just need to know what to do and how to do it. You're tired of the slow and steady wins the race approach to business. You want to take action, get big results in your business with consistency and ease each day. And you have officially decided enough is enough. It's time to get serious and sign some clients and make some money. So if you can go, hell yeah, that's me, then we're all in the right place and we are ready to move on. Who's ready? Anybody have any questions before we move into the content? Any last thoughts? Bathroom breaks, anything like that? Last phone checks? That's a kid from school. Okay. Speak now or forever hold your peace. I only have a handful of slides and there's not that much on them, so that was the longest part of it. Okay, so today you're going to learn the exact strategy I use to generate leads on Facebook, type of post to create, where to post it, when to post it, how to post it for results, what you need in order for this to be a success, what to do and not to do on Facebook so that you're not spamming or abusing the strategy. So when we get to the actual content slides, like that have the information on, I will slow down. I just want to get through this part real quick for you guys, because I know it's not like the most interesting part, but hopefully you guys learned something about me or about what I do or something, or the approach I use. Okay, so here's an example of the post that I actually posted, which you can see here. I wonder if I can use this pointer thing. I don't ever use Google. Haha, I can. Look at that. I'll be like a cat. Okay, anyway, I'm moving on. I think someone's things are muted. If you guys can double check this for me. Okay, as you can see, I just did this one on September 2nd. Yes, that says 2:25 a.m. That is like a normal time for me. So this is the actual post. I posted this in 2 to 3 groups on Facebook. As you can see, it's nothing long. It's nothing drawn out, anything like that. I hope that doesn't keep happening, because I'm like, well, you guys will get to see it, I think, on the other side. But as you can see, that's going to be a pain in the butt. As you can see down here at the bottom, it says 260 comments. So between 2:25 and 9 a.m., I had over 150 comments on this post. So all it simply says, it just says posting in Facebook groups is how I made my first 5-figure month. That's true. I had a couple people ask me, is that just like a made-up title? No, that's really true. I have only ever grown my business and made money through Facebook. I don't do ads. I don't use Instagram. I do email, but my money comes from Facebook. And then I just simply have a small conversation, I guess you'd say, with myself about wondering what I did. I simply posted in a few of my favorite groups 3 to 5 times a day. Yes, that's true. That's how much I post. Now, as I'm more established and more positioned, I don't have to do it as many times. But for the first 12 months of my business, that's exactly how much I posted. Now, I know you probably are thinking this is completely crazy, but it's actually not. Can it get crazy and overwhelming? Yes, but not if you have a content calendar like this, which is why I created this calendar. allows me to visually see my posting strategy for each group. All I have to do is fill in spaces with the desired content, and I'm good to go. So most of you actually seen this post, I'm sure. If not, here's a copy of it. This is the actual post. All I said was for them to comment below, and they would get access to their very own. And that's exactly what happened. This time around, when I posted this and shared it with everyone, I did a tutorial video because I had done a masterclass on this about 18 months ago. And so I just went ahead and shared the tutorial with them. If you have any questions about this page, go ahead and put it in there. So between 2:25 a.m. and 9 a.m., I had over 150 comments. Within 24 hours, I had over 250. So the funny thing is, I'm not quite sure what happened, but it actually was at like 287 at one point, but then somehow it went down to 260. So I'm not sure what happened exactly, but either way, 260 is pretty impressive. Over 550 new email subscribers from this post. So this post here got me over 550 new email subscribers, and I had over 20 new sales from my list without a sales funnel. I don't do sales funnels in that 24 hours. So it was Labor Day weekend, and the 20 sales came from the new subscribers. So overall, I think I had like 35. I would have to look at my books, but 20 of them were from the new ones. And then over 50, I had about 50, if not more, new group members join my group. So does anyone have any questions about this? I'm going to leave it up for a second if you're taking notes. Post it in the chat thing, and then I will unmute whoever has a question if anyone has one. And like I said, I'll give you guys a second to post in there and also to take notes on this. And I will also take attendance while I'm letting you guys take notes on this and ask any questions. Okay, anybody else need a couple more minutes? You guys are good to move on. If you need a couple minutes, put it in the chat. Malia, I just muted you. I don't know if you unmuted yourself for a reason. If so, go ahead and unmute. Okay, we are moving on. And I'm going to put it back up here. Okay. So here's everything you're going to need to get started. You're going to need a freebie, not paid, but free. It needs to be free. Oh, that's fine. I can't see you anyway, but if you have questions, just pop them in the chat, and then whenever I come back on, I'll look at it. Look, if you use a paid offer, yeah, like that's not what the strategy is. I don't know that it would be effective. It needs to be a free offer. Plus, you should be sharing as much free value as possible. I don't post paid offers usually in other groups other than my own, but that's just my personal preference. You're going to need to have a result that you got from that freebie. So we will talk about that in the next slide. A quick piece of content put together, 2 to 3 groups that you are in on Facebook and participate in regularly. Not ones you find today and decide to throw it up. That is not what I'm saying. So let me make that really clear. I'm not saying to join new groups today and then post this post. That is not okay. And then my strategy you use to, I don't know what I'm supposed to say, to create a strategy that is a fit for you. What I meant to say was, we're going to go over my strategy and then you can tweak it to the way that is effective and feels right to you. And then also a purpose and marketing strategy for the content. So we will talk about all of these things, but if you want to write these down real quick, you're more than welcome to do that. And I'm going to move on in just a second. Give everybody a second to write that down. You guys will also have access to the replay within 24 hours, 12 to 24 hours, depending on when I get it out there. So no worries. Any questions for me on this? I'm sure not. It's just a quick checklist. So we're going to move along. If you need more time, let me know. I can go back to it. They're really going to be slow and special. Okay, well, we're going to use this. Okay. So let's talk about, let me make sure I didn't skip one. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's talk about the anatomy of my post here. Okay, first off, I don't know why, but I took forever to make these stinking arrows. And I didn't like how they came out the first time, so I turned around and repositioned. Anyway, seriously, I think I spent 2 hours on the arrows and like 45 minutes on the whole thing. Anyway, I just had to put that out there because now that I'm looking, I'm like, seriously, I took so much time on this. Okay, so let's start with number 1. You need an attention-grabbing headline. And this attention-grabbing headline is going to be the result that you got or your clients got. I personally prefer to use something that I use myself. Now, for myself, I can tell you, I don't give my clients anything. My audience, free, paid, does not matter. Anything I don't use myself. I've either implemented it, I have worked the strategy, I've worked the kinks out of the strategy. It's a checklist I use myself, all of those things. So, yeah, I don't prefer, like, I don't like to give anything to my audience that I don't use myself. So that is number 1, is the result that you got. Now, it doesn't have to be a 5-figure month like that. Whatever result you got, whatever the big result is. And my clients that are on here now are going to be able to completely repeat, like before I even say it, they probably know what I'm going to say now, but 3 big results that your ideal client wants. It's going to be freedom, money, or time. So what is the big result that they get from this? And that is what your headline needs to be. Also, put that in all caps, and that way it really grabs the attention. Okay, so it's in all caps. Sometimes I'll put a star here and a star here kind of thing, just depends, but all caps will grab everybody's attention. If you have questions, post them, pop them in the chat. So number 1 is going to be an attention-grabbing headline. Number 2 is a leading question. So a leading question, I like to lead them right into a yes. Okay, so with a headline like that and people thinking that Facebook is dead and that you need to be doing this and that, you need to be posting, doing ads and blah, blah, blah. It's, obviously not the case. And so I want to prove that by sharing that here. And so that's why that's such a shocker. And so I figured that most people are already going, yeah, what the heck did you do if you were able to get 5 figures your first month on Facebook? So, or your first 5-figure month was from Facebook. So your leading question needs to lead them into a yes. As you see here, mine is a wondering what I did. Well, most people that read it were like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm wondering what you did. And so that was my leading question. It kind of needs to lead them into a yes, or, something that you're more or less going to hook them into the rest of the post, if that makes sense. So number 2 is your leading question, something that's going to hook them, let them know that you're going to tell them right below, but you know that it may be crazy or any of those things like that. So number 2, leading question. Sorry, guys. Number 3, the answer/solution. Okay, as you see here, I simply posted in a few of my favorite Facebook groups 3 to 5 times a day. first off, that's still kind of shocking going, okay, you're telling me all you did was post in Facebook groups, and you're telling me you did it 3 to 5 times a day. And so people are like, okay, yeah, but that really is how I did it. So number 3 is your answer or your solution. You want to make sure that you know what the end result is, like what the answer to the problem that people have, which to me, the problem is that people don't utilize Facebook enough, and they're going into paid ads. They're not putting the effort in there when there's so much money being left on the table. That is the problem, and it's because they don't know how, or they feel overwhelmed, or they don't know how much to post, what to post, when to post, those type of things. And so that is the problem I'm solving. And so the answer and solution to my headline and my leading question is how I did it, which was I just simply posted in groups 3 to 5 times a day. Let me know if that makes sense. 2 seconds. I've got another kid sick at school. Hold on. Sorry, you guys. 2 seconds. So sorry. Let me know if you guys have any questions. If you guys are done, oh my gosh. Sorry, I told her to call her dad. Okay, if you guys need me to come back to it, let me know. But number 1 is attention grabbing headline. That's going to be your big result there. Number 2 is going to be a leading question. That's going to lead them into yes. It's going to hook them. They're going to want to read the rest of it. And then you're going to give them immediately what you did, and which is going to be your answer or solution. Okay, so part 2 of the anatomy of my post. Okay, so between this arrow and this arrow, this is kind of your story and solution, how this was a lifesaver, why it was important, why you needed it, what problem was it solving. You guys can kind of quickly read through that. I won't make you guys hear me read through it again. But I kind of tell them, you know, yeah, it's crazy. And so there's a small tidbit, as you guys had heard me read, which was just 2 little things of it can be crazy and overwhelming. And it, you know, but not if you have a content counter, and that's what I'm saying here. And then I just put why, because I know how much of a struggle posting in one group multiple times a day can be stressful, and ramping it up to multiple groups, at least 3 times a day can be downright scary. So I wanted to share this personal Facebook group posting calendar with you for free, and so that's what it is. So I mean, because people struggle with sometimes even their own group, and it has a scheduler, this is a way for you to kind of visually see where you need to post, what you need to post, and when you need to do it. And it was a huge benefit to me and a lifesaver to me. And so it is something that I found important for everyone to have. So that's kind of like the personal part of it. So make sure everybody's muted here. There we go. So, and then the next part was I just wrapped it up with following my basic content structure and elements, which I did not include in this masterclass. That's like a whole masterclass within itself. But within my group, you can go to the units tab. I spent 2 weeks, if not more time, and have a content mastermind, 8-week mastermind that I went through all the basic content structure and elements. Here's how I wrapped it up. I just said comment below with your favorite emoji. Now, I will tell you with this part right here, comment below with your favorite emoji. You have to know how that group functions. Some groups prefer just, like the audience will prefer just to have the link to let them sign up and move on. Some groups will prefer to, like the audience wants to post below and they want to have that engagement and that involvement. But I just simply let them know I will give you access to not only your very own copy of the calendar, but also the tutorial that completely explains how to use it. And then, of course, I wrapped it up with my engaging question and call to action here. And that really is my entire post. That's the anatomy of it. That's really, it took me about 3 or 4 minutes to type it up. Yeah, that kind of covers that. So it's not obviously the end of my masterclass, but I'm going to stop here for a minute, let you guys take any notes. And if you have any questions, you can let me know in the comments. Just say I have a question, and then I will unmute you. If you don't have any questions, let me know. I mean, let me know. If you guys don't have any questions, we will move on. But this is like the most important part of the entire thing, obviously. So if there's anything you don't understand, it's really important that you guys ask so that way I can clarify, because it's really, really important on this part that we have it all clarified. Okay, so Sylvia asked, how much is too much in your story and solution? Okay, well, Sylvia, let's be honest. Whatever you're thinking about doing, cut it down to like a quarter of that. Like there, we'll just go ahead and solve that solution. Actually, but you know, I don't think there's like, you can make as much of it as you want or as little as you want. I don't want to say that there's really a limit, but you don't want to like give the whole back history. Like my 2 slides would be way too much on the whole how I got started and blah, blah, blah. You really just want to give the I struggled with this, the pain point, why you came up with it, and then wrap it up with this thing helped, here you go. But of course, if you are not sure if you if it's too much or not, you can always just send it over to me, and then I will check it out for you. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Chandra, how did you get the email, or is that coming? Chandra, that's coming in future slides, but I promise I'm going to get you there. Sylvia says, so is it better to be short and sweet and to the point? I personally feel like it is. The point of it is, hey, this works, here you go. Rather than like, because you're not really having to nurture them, you're going to nurture them with the freebie. And so, and I think I've talked about this with you when we're chatting or whatever, and I know I've said it a few times. If I had a product like this iPhone, and I'm telling you it's the greatest phone ever, and like, oh my gosh, it does this and this and this, and hey, you know what, actually, I'm going to send you a sample, you can check it out. It's a physical product. You can actually like hold it, feel it, touch it, and see that I'm not like full of shit. I'm not like batshit crazy. It really does all the things I said. With a service, you don't have that option. You're asking people to take blind faith of just jumping off the cliff here and trusting that you just know what you're doing. And I've experienced, and I'm sure many people here have experienced, that's not the case most of the time. And so it makes others like, whoa, I'm not giving you 20,000, 30,000, 2,000, 200. How do I know you know what you're talking about? So this is a great way to give a sample of what you do so they can see you know exactly what you're talking about and you're not 100% batshit crazy. I mean, you might be crazy, but when it comes down to like knowing what you're talking about, you got it covered. So yeah, it's a great way to give a sample piece. So short and to the point is really the most effective. So Betsy asked, do you post the same post 3 times daily or create new ones? Oh, no. I do not post the same post 3 times daily. So let me give an example real quick of if I was in your group, Sylvia's group, and my group, are you asking would I post the same post, like one piece of content in all 3 groups? Or are you asking for this example, do I change this up any? Do I change this up any? I unmuted you. Oh, no, no, there you go. Hold on. Try on your end.
Okay, there we go. No, when you post 3 times in those 3 groups, is it the same post? Is it the same content all day long in those 3? Do you just keep sending it out? Because like yesterday, I created 4 different posts to put out. And I scheduled one for 7, one for 8, 12, and 4. So they were different. They had the same idea and the same base in them, but they were worded differently to catch their eye.
So I only do 1 value post a day.
Okay.
Which is your education post. And then, which I think I talk about in the tutorial. And then the rest are going to be, you need to have an engaging question. You need to have a, just a random post, things like that. So I tell what kind of content to post. I post 5 groups, 5 pieces of content, which now I think I post in 3 groups, 3 times, like 3 days a week, but I still do 5 to 7 pieces of content, 5 pieces of value content. I do 6 pieces of random mega message content daily. So I do like 10 to 12 posts a week. Okay. And I do them in probably about 2 hours if you ask me about all week. Now, once you start collecting enough content, then you're going to be able to repurpose it and things like that. Yeah. And kind of recycle it through, which is what that calendar kind of allows you to know. When did I post about content creation in Sylvia's group? Well, that was a month ago. Okay, well, I'm going to wait another month before I do it again. And then by the time you get to it in a couple months, what happens is your perspective's changed. You've learned something new. By the way, side tip here, if you aren't learning anything new, you really should be educating like 3 hours a week. Right. Minimum of an hour a week. So you should learn something new by the time you come back around to recycling that content. Also recycling lives and stuff like that. So, but yeah, no, you don't put 1 piece of content and just kind of change up the wording. That will get you put in Facebook jail bigger than shit. Okay. No, and don't use the same image, everybody. FYI. Yeah. It will get you put in Facebook jail. So, but yeah, hopefully that answers your question. And then if you need more help. Perfect. All right, great, thanks. Okay, so any more questions, pop them in here, and then I will answer them when I stop again. Everybody good? Need any other help on this slide here? Okay, so if you guys need time to take notes, let me know, and I'll go back to it a little bit later. We are going to move on to our next one. I was going to say, why is that a blank square? But thank goodness. Okay, so the last piece of the, let me see what we have here. Alice says, God. Have a great day, Deborah. Glad you joined us. Okay, so here's the anatomy, the last part of the anatomy of the post, which is a graphic or eye-catching image. For this one, I prefer just to use a screenshot of the actual template itself. So here you guys will see for this part, I actually just did the one with the comments on it, but this is the actual image that came off of it. So off that post, but I just took a screenshot and did that, and it was very effective because they visually could see what was going on. Obviously, by looking at this, you would not know what an E3 was, a Q1, things like that, which is why you would need the calendar. You couldn't just do it based off of this image. So I'm going to move on from this one. I don't feel like there's a whole bunch of notes to take on it, but if you guys have questions, I will answer them at the end. Okay, so now we're going to get into the strategy. So the whole key to getting the results is a strategy here. You want to make sure that you are following the strategy completely in order to get the results and not get yourself thrown out of groups, viewed as spammy, or even worse, put into Facebook jail. It will happen. Do not call me whining, crying, or blaming me, because I just told you it will happen if it's not used exactly the way it should be used. Okay, so here are the strategy steps. You're going to post your content in 2 to 3 groups, but not at the same time. Space out your postings, morning, afternoon, evening. So post it in my example here, posted in my group in the morning, Sylvia's group in the afternoon, and Betsy's group in the evening. Do not post them all 3 back to back in the morning. You will get yourself put in Facebook jail. People will see it in their feed that you posted the same thing 3 times. Just don't do it. And plus it's irritating. I hate when I see it. It's like you didn't take the time to even bother trying to space it out. Anyway, so, and then the next step is going to be, you need to check your comments 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, evening, in each group. So you need to post, let's say at 7 a.m. In between 7 a.m. and 1 p.m., posting the next one, you need to go in and see if you have any comments. Now, do not respond to each individual comment as it comes in. You want to spend the time to respond to a few of the comments right before you post your second one into your second group. And here's why. By spacing out your comments, first off, if you respond to each of them and you get massive, massive traction the way that, which is actually step 3, responding is crucial in this strategy. So this is the crucial part of it. If you have 50 comments, I mean, I got a crap ton and just, I mean, like, it was like that as soon as I posted it, I was like, I'm going to bed. So by the time I woke up, as you see, there were tons. But from that, if I were to respond to 10 of them, it would have locked me up. I would have been put in Facebook jail. The host would have been pissed off, whatever. So you want to only respond to a few of them. In mine, what I did was I just ended up, like, at the end of all the comments on my first check, I posted a link or however I wanted them to join, which we will get into. But if you post a lot, they're going to put you in Facebook jail. The reason why your responding strategy is so crucial here is because this is what is going to keep you at the top of that feed. Every time somebody comments, it bumps it back up to the top. So if Sylvia and Betsy comment with their emoji that they wanted in, and I responded to Sylvia and I responded to Betsy really quickly, it pops it back up there. A few more people will see it. But if I respond to each one as they come in, then I'm not allowing the comments to come in and bumping it back to the top. It'll stay up there for a little bit and then it'll get down to the bottom of the feed. By using this strategy of morning and then doing the same thing in the afternoon and then doing the same thing in the evening and just picking a few of the comments to respond to, or posting, you'd essentially be posting 3 times of how they can get it, then you are bumping it back to the top. Now new people can see it. It'll come back down. You go in and respond. It'll bump it back to the top. This post particularly stayed at the top of a group with almost 20,000 people for like 9 days. So the responding strategy is very important. And you also have to be very careful not to get yourself locked up and look spammy. Facebook is cracking down on it. They've been saying that they don't want to see it. So don't go in there and just mass do it. Now, maintaining engagement, which would be you need to go in every day. So if you do your evening comments, you're going to get more comments because you bumped it back to the top. The next morning, you need to go in and respond to the comments that you missed while you were sleeping. And then from there, rinse and repeat your strategy throughout the day. Hopefully that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, I can give clarification on it. Just add it into the chat box and I will come back to it. But this is a strategy. So your 4 steps are going to be post the content. Do not do it all at the same time. Space out your postings. Check your comments 3 times a day. Make sure you're maintaining your response strategy. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And make sure you're maintaining your engagement. So don't just let it go for 3 or 4 days without saying anything, without commenting, and then going and do it. That's just, yeah. It's obvious that you have no intentions of being in there. You don't want to be in there. You're there for one reason, and that's to benefit you, and that is wrong. Okay, if you have any questions, put them in the chat and we'll get to them. Okay, so the purpose, and Chandra, this is what, this is the part you were asking about. Okay, so the purpose. First off, every single time you create a piece of content, every single time you do something, any of those things online, you need to have a purpose for it. Everything must have a purpose. What is the purpose of your post? Is it to grow your group? Is it to grow your list? Is it to grow your biz page? Is it to do all of the above? When you know the purpose of your post, the post you're creating, then make sure you have all those ducks in a row before sharing and commenting with those who respond. Do not just respond without having everything properly set up. Okay, so there are 3 ways that you can do this. You can PM each individual person. That can be insane. You have to also monitor how many you do, because you can't do them too rapidly, too close together on Facebook. So you would only be able to do about 10, I think is safe, but don't even quote me on that, without getting your messenger locked up. So you can only do a few at a time. But you could PM each one and make that connection with them, and then go into, if you have access to the Facebook Messenger workshop I did of how to sell using only Messenger without discovery calls, then you would be able to use that strategy there along with this, which is effective. But if you have 260 plus comments, 300, 400 comments, it's going to take you a long time, so it may not be a good idea. Now, my purpose for this post was I wanted to rapidly grow my group. So what I did was I had previously shared some social media templates, like a plug and play type thing. And instead of, like, it was a last minute thing, somebody had asked, had posted about it, and I was like, oh, I actually think I have, like, you know, so now I use as a freebie or something like that, and I created, well, it went from me just offering to send it to her to like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And so I ended up just going, okay, I don't have time. I think I was actually in the middle of another masterclass or a workshop I was doing. When it happened, it was like probably late at night. I was doing content stuff. And so what I did was I just put it in my group and then just gave everybody the link to my group and was like, hey, here, you guys can find it in the file section. Now, I had like a handful out of like 300 or 400 comments. I had a handful of people go, well, why do I have to join your group? And why can't you just send it to me through Messenger and blah, 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 blah. Well, because nothing in this world is free. And had it only been a couple people, I would just message it to them. Obviously, I didn't have the time. It was easier for me to stick it in my group. So for some, which is where I got the large influx a few months back, so that I could do some clean out then as well. It's also by using something you personally use and something you use for your clients and teach them, you're drawing in your ideal client. I know that my ideal client needs help with a strategy for their content to level up their marketing and the way that they approach their business online. And this is the way to do it. And so I know I'm drawing in my ideal client. So now this time around, I chose not to do just my group because I didn't want to get that pushback. I decided, okay, I'll give you two options. So the response that I gave them was, you have two ways to grab it. You can join my group, no opt-in, and get access to the audio and the file, or you can opt in, which I just threw together a quick landing page and an auto welcome email, and you can opt in there. And so they had one or two options, and so that's how, Sandra, I got their email addresses. But also, if your group is set up to collect email addresses, you could grab their email addresses there as well. If it's for your biz page, you can do something similar. So hopefully that kind of helps explain that part. But so when I says or all the above, what I mean is I wanted to grow my group. I knew what happened last time, that there was some pushback from having to grow, join the group to get it. I was like, oh, okay, I'll use it to grow my list. Not only did I get the ones from the comments, but I got 550 plus. I think this morning I had 570 from that posting, email subscribers, when I was getting ready to come onto this. And I had 200, you guys seen 60 something comments on there, which means that people that didn't comment still seen where I posted the link and they were able to click. So that's another benefit of adding the link, or they would just join my group. So some of them didn't even comment, but they still wanted access to it. So let me see what questions we have. Oh, I'm guessing, is it 20 messages, Sylvia, or 20 comments? Probably 20 PMs. To be honest, I hadn't even tried that many. Don't plan on pushing it that far because I'm not, well, first off, you guys just seen it, or just heard me say I use Facebook as my only or primary marketing source where I make all my money. I'm not trying to piss them off. So, anyway, any questions for me on this? See. Oh, so Sylvia says 20 max. Don't hold me to it if you get put in jail at 19 or 20. Yeah, like I said, I've never like fully tested. I've heard a couple things, but like I said, I just kind of, I'm like, I think I'll steer away from that. Anyway, any questions on this one? Let me turn my thingy. Any concerns, anything like that? Clarification. Okay, then we will move on. I think we are just about at the end of it. And then you guys will have open Q&A. Just a minute, let's see. What do we have next? Oh, that was the end of it. Okay, so that was the entire strategy. And the entire strategy, well, the anatomy of the post, and then the entire strategy is really where you tie that in and giving it a purpose. So do we have any questions, or do you guys have any slides that you need to see before we move on? No. Let's post it in the chat box. There we go. Okay, does that include, if you have it set up to mini chat, you must be able to send unlimited with a chat bot, right? It's a personal message you refer to. Correct. This is okay. So I don't know anything about the chat bots. I don't have any like I'm not totally against them. I would not use them. I have my own strategy, so I don't use chat bots. I can't answer that. I wouldn't even feel comfortable answering it. What I'm saying is that manually doing it, which you should be manually, like authentically connecting with people, but that's a whole different day and a different conversation. But yeah, I can't give any insight to someone using a chatbot. Yeah, don't do it. Don't use a chatbot. Okay, so in fact, I have a Facebook Messenger workshop that teaches a much better effective strategy that allows you to sign like 5-figure paying full clients, 6-figure paying full clients. So any other questions here? Let me see here. Are we just responding? And at this point, no, I think they took over, Sylvia. Didn't like the chatbots make up like their own language or some crap on Facebook or something? I don't even know. Don't even ask me. I don't even, honestly, I don't even care. I cannot like control a chatbot. Like, yeah, it's way too out of my control. So I prefer to do it myself, like everything else. Okay, the money formula. So I am super excited about this. The Money Formula is a new program I'm launching that actually starts on the 25th. I actually made some notes for you guys, which is impressive. I usually like wing it. Yeah. So, okay. One thing I hear all the time is I would be like, I wouldn't struggle as much, or I wouldn't be as frustrated if I had a step-by-step guide, if I knew exactly what I needed to do each and every day in order to get results. And of course, then follow behind that, I see someone go, I worked on my website all day today. And I'm just like, what? What? You worked on your website all day? Like, yes, it will get you results in the end, but right now, like, I'm all about today's results. Money today, things I can do right now to get results. So working on my website, other than procrastination purposes, is not a result-driven task for me. So I decided, screw this, I'm going to give you guys the money-making task, the ones you need to do each and every day that are going to cover your most important mindset, messaging, and marketing task, and how you can nurture those leads every day without looking salesy or spammy. And so when you do have something to launch, which you should be launching all the time, free and paid, you should be selling every single day. Like, I pick minimum of 5 sales activities to do every single day. And it's not spammy, and it's not sleazy, and it's not like direct sales type of selling. I sell every single day, and I make money every single day. And I sign clients through Messenger, and I sign one-on-one clients, and then I have limited my one-on-one spaces because I effectively have a strategy that allows me to make money every day when I'm sleeping and things like that. And so I'm like, I'm going to give you guys the exact steps you need to do that. And that's what the Money Formula is. It's a step-by-step guide to your 5-figure month, your 10K month, your 15K month easily. Okay, so do I have no slide for you guys? Let's see. Oh, okay, let me minimize this so you guys can actually see this. Okay, so here's what it's about. The Money Formula is, they should not say I, they should say is. Okay, so I already told you guys that, except for I said it properly. Okay, you'll want to join the Money Formula if you're ready to start making a lot of money consistently. And everyone's money goal and everyone's money target is different. And so if you just want to make, like, I just need to ensure that I'm comfortable with my bills covered, and when I go out, I want to buy what I want without having to like really stress it. Sylvia, do not look at me like that. Sylvia's a money coach, and so I always give her a hard time when I say you can spend money on anything, anytime you want, and she's like, rah, rah, rah. So in fact, I got asked for a credit card. Would you like to open a credit card? With Sylvia was on the phone. I was like, no. So if you're tired of not knowing exactly what task you need to do to get results each day, you want to join the Money Formula. You're ready to master those daily biz tasks so that you can get more results in your business. More clients, you're going to get more money, you're going to get more results, period, all the way around. Because we're going to cover things like sales clarity, your daily sales task. Let's see, what else do I have for you? We're going to cover your daily mindset. And another thing is, all in a power hour. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you I only work 2 hours a day, because that's a lie. I do a lot of back office stuff, and that's where a lot of people get lost on how to create their challenges and things like that, because they're trying to cram so much in and they're not getting anything accomplished. And so I'm going to show you how to manage those tasks, how to create content that you can easily get done in the morning and still have the afternoon off, or have, like, I do work 3 days a week, client-based stuff, and I have Mondays and Fridays off, so I'll do back office stuff and things like that. Wednesdays, I don't do, usually don't do afternoon appointments. I'll do 2 appointments on Tuesday for an hour and 2 appointments on Thursdays. And some days I juggle those around, but I only work those 3 days, and it's about 4 to 5 appointments. But yet I have like 2 or 3 group programs launched, and I have all those fun things. So it can be done. You just have to know exactly what you are needing to do, what you're supposed to do. And so that is what the Money Formula is. Now, it's 30 days. and it will include 2 workshops. So you'll get your first workshop, which is going to be the whole kit and caboodle. Totally excited about it. But then you're going to get the 30-day group support. So you're not only going to have the people that join with you, but you're going to also have access to me. But then I'm giving you guys the bonus workshop training at the end. So it'll be like the 3rd week. And that's going to be for creating your signature program with your launch, creating your strategy, a launch process, how to write your promo post, your sales page. Oh, and I'm throwing in the bonus of the must-have sales page elements so that your sales pages will sound just as good as those you envy and totally convert easily. So we're going to cover all that in the bonus workshop at the end. So you'll get 2 workshops. You'll get your money formula one at the beginning, and then you'll get your program and packaging at the end, along with the sales page training. Plus, I got tons of workshop checklists and guides and all kinds of fun stuff. So there's so much stuff being covered in this. It won't officially launch to the public till tomorrow. So you guys are getting like a huge sneak peek here, but I'm really excited about it. So because you guys, let me move you out of the way. Because you guys are here with me today, you guys are going to get a 50% off discount if you watch the replay or attend it live, which you guys have done. So the total investment for this is $350. It's a payment plan on, but you guys get it for half off. So I need my calculator. I know, I should be able to do it in my head, but I didn't. Okay, so that's gonna be $175, but because it's my birthday and I'm feeling very, very giving and like I just want to give, for attending live and you're still here right now, only because you're here right now, not because you joined earlier and then you had to get off, and I'm really sorry and it really stinks. I've been there. Crap happens, but I'm going to allow you to have the 50% off, which is $175. But you can reserve your spot, and we start on the 25th because I had my girls' birthday on the 24th. So we start on the 25th, and you can do $33 down today to reserve your spot. And then you can make 2 payments on the rest of it. If you pay in full, I've got some massive, massive bonuses for you, which you guys get tons of bonuses anyway for signing up today. So $175 paid in full today, or you can do $33 down and reserve your spot on it, and then divide out the other 2 payments, which will come out to $71. Does that make sense? Let me know if I make sense to you guys, because I feel like I lost myself. So let me, where am I at? Okay, so any questions on that? Sorry. So here's the deal. Let me give it to you guys again because I got all confused. If you're still here right now and you want to join, you can do so for $33 today. Like right now, by the time we get done, we wrap this up, I'm going to give you guys the link. Sylvia, can you put in the chat for me? It's going to be paypal.me / Hodges, capital H, 203/33. Okay, that link is for you to make your down payment, and you're in. And then you'll have 2 payments left of $71. So you can set them up bi-weekly or monthly. So today it will be $33 down. If you are catching the replay, then it will be 50% off, which will be $175. And that comes out to 2 payments of, I'm just going to do 87. 2 payments of 87. I had it in my notebook upstairs. So paid in full, $175, 2 payments of 87 if you're not on here live. So that is the money formula offer. And I'm so I've already got like tons of stuff created for, which I think is how I fell behind on my slides. Speaking of which, let me see if I have any slides left. Oh, Q&A time, which is my favorite part. But if you guys have any questions about the money formula, if you have any questions about the workshop, let me know. If you click the $33 down link while we're on here doing Q&A, let me know so I can put you down. Once we jump off of here, the $33 payment option will not be available, but you will still have the option to join for 2 payments of $87 or $175, and then you get exclusive bonuses for pay in full. Everybody can unmute if you want to, but do we have any questions? Questions about any of the content? Any questions for me? Any random thoughts? I have lots of those. There we go. And let me make sure that goes to my PayPal because I sometimes do that. Yep, perfect. And it'll come up Brian Hodges because it's a joint account. But okay, so no questions. Thanks. That was a killer push. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. And I will see you on Thursday, but I'm sure I'll talk to you before then. Thank you for coming. Anybody else? Any questions? Or are we good to start wrapping up? You guys can just unmute yourselves if you have a question.
Hey, Lacey.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Chandra.
When you, I'm sorry, but when you posted something, you got 250 comments. How did the administrator react?
She stopped me from commenting.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the comments turned off, and then, but, okay, joke was on her. Because I know people in the group, so I just had them bump it back up for me. So, can't keep me down.
Okay.
And then my comments got turned back on. And then the other night I noticed they were off for a little bit, and then they were turned back on. So, yeah, that's a little bit of a struggle. You're going to piss people off. I mean, that's just plain simple, I promise you. Plain simple, you're going to piss them off. So, but, yeah, I did. I got the comments turned. I got the comments turned off. But like I said, I knew people in there, so I was like, "Hey, can you go and throw an emoji in there so it'll bump it back up?" And they're like, "Yeah, of course." And I'm like, "Okay, perfect."
Yeah, any group leader can mute posting for 24-hour period without blocking.
Yeah, you could turn them back on, but I don't think, like I said, I don't know how mine.
You don't even have to turn it back on. You just click it. It just puts them
Yeah,
on.
you could turn them on early because I've accidentally muted somebody. Really was an accident. Like, that's not a joke. It really, I meant to mute someone else. I accidentally muted the wrong person. I had to go in and turn them back on. But yeah, and I thought that it was like a Facebook, and I'm like, crap, I can't be in Facebook jail. I will like lose my mind. No, it was just that group on my own comments. I could comment on other people's stuff. I just couldn't comment on mine. So very strange. But yeah, group hosts do not always like that, but that's okay. I mean, because here's the thing I don't understand. The engagement is working for them as well. The engagement is showing Facebook that this group is really active, which means Facebook's going to promote it on its own. And so you don't have to pay for paid ads. So why would you not want something that's that hot, other than the fact that you want to stomp your feet and be a lonely child? That's the only thing I can really think of. But, you know, I mean, like I said, I've been thrown out of quite a few groups for posting value and signing clients from there. And I didn't sign clients because I posted an ad or an offer. I signed clients because I attracted them and they wanted to sign with me. And so I've been thrown out of many groups so that I really was expecting to be thrown out. And I wasn't, so I was okay with that. Any other questions? No. So everybody will get access to the replay within, like I said, 12 to 24 hours. I've got like crazy little people all the time. So, but you'll get access to that, and then you guys will have like 24 to 48 hours to watch the replay and save it and everything like that. But you guys will get your links. I also have some bonus checklists and stuff for you that you'll get as a gift for joining me today. And I have had tons of fun, and I love that you guys all joined me. Last call for questions, and I think I'm going to wrap it up. Oh, Oh, cool beans. I will go ahead and check my notifications, and then I will send you a private message. So check your message request folder. So last call for $33 down payment, and also last call for questions. You guys can always post them in my group also if you guys think of something after we get off. Okie dokie. Well, I have had a blast, and I am going to go to lunch. It's only like noon here. I went to bed like almost 6, which is why my slides don't make a lick of sense and it looks like I'm illiterate. I'm really not. It's just 6 a.m. typing, and I'm like, seriously, I was sitting there like this. And I'm like, I just need to finish this sentence. Just this sentence. And I was like, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I don't even care anymore. They'll get like half a sentence for all I care. So yeah, it was a struggle. And then Micah got up at, I think right before 6 and was like, I get up and play. And I'm like, yeah, but no, I'm not playing with you. No. I'm like, you better go wake somebody else up. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, you know where to find me. I'm going to wrap it up, and you guys will get your replay link. But bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank you.
guys. You're welcome. I'll see most of you guys later in the group. Bye, you guys. Bye, Jamie. Bye, everyone.